Here is a Madhanika with her attendants and with her beautiful dance moves. But there is a very obscure little carving behind her. Look at the canopy above her left shoulder. You can see a jackfruit and a fly on it. A lizard is planning to catch the fly. You can see the natural pose of the lizard. But the catch here is, the curves in this lizard and the curves in this woman are not similar, they are identical. This is not a coincidence. There is a hidden message there. So are they telling us that these Madanikas are reptilians? Now another interesting feature you may have noticed is that the entire team is made of women. There are no men even in this hunting expedition. Many historians argue that ancient Indians were quite oppressive against women and kept them permanently indoors. There was inequality between men and women. These all are women, even their subordinates. It doesn't show a man working under a woman. Here is a woman with a strange facial expression. Look at her mouth, it is opening. And not only do we see the upper row of teeth, the sculptor has even carved the inside of her mouth. This is just fantastic. But this is not the catch. Just look below. You can see a bunch of drummers on the left and a man playing a flute on the right side. So, she's the lead singer. That's why her mouth is open, because she is singing. Here is another woman who is also singing joyfully. Her excitement is visible even after 900 years. And she is playing the cymbals in her hand at the same time. It looks like she is blushing and smiling at the same time. Here we can see that women were not only busy in catering their beauty, but they were outstanding dancers, musicians and singers, also with a proper team and performing concerts. She is dressing her hair after a bath. The attendants are holding flowers and toilettai. This Madnika has washed her hair, and if we zoom on her hair, the water is squeezing out of it. The lady has put on her best dress and ornaments and is ready to go for a dance. In another view, it looks like the married one. This one depicts a woman who has been recently married and whose toe is being adorned by a toe ring. She is holding onto a vine for balance in one hand and the toe ring in another hand. Her assistant is helping her to wear the toe ring. This Madnika is fully dressed and has put on all sorts of ornaments on her body. She is looking at her beauty in pride through a mirror. This Madnika is called Abhimani, the proud one, symbolizing someone who has a lot of pride in her beauty and is also very conscious of it. The sculpture at the left, at her feet, holds up a mirror but is looking away, kind of telling her, "Oh woman, just take a reality check." Out of 38 Madnikas, there are 2 males. This guy has a beard and he is holding a drum. His right hand is broken, but it is clear that he was using his right hand or holding a stick to beat the drum. But look at that drum. There's a clear depression carved in the drum because this man has been beating it hard every day. That is an insane detail. And no, it is not a coincidence. Look on the other side. The drum has been hit so many times, so hard by this man. There is a permanent depression here too. And look how his left hand is inside the threads holding the drum. His fingers are carved between the drum and the ropes. It is all an illusion because it is just made of stone. But they are showing you multiple levels of depth in such an insane fashion. Look at the ropes, which are not only carved exactly as how the ropes would be, but also the tension in the ropes when tied tightly. Even that is shown in this carving beautifully. And look at his hair bun. Every strand of hair is visible. And his beard and his moustache are just so fashionable. Here is another male with the same features. But wait a minute, we are missing something really important. Are all these Madanikas independent of each other? Or are they all connected to each other? These 3 drummers are carved large scale as another Madhanika statue. The connection is very strange because look at this drummer. He is just a smaller figure in this statue. but you can still see his upward pointing mustache and a very well-trimmed beard, and one hand is inside the ropes, which is shown in this tiny carving. And now look at the large-scale Madhanika, the same detail in large scale. Underneath him, you can see these two drummers. They seem to be clean-shaven, with no beard and mustache, and you can see they are holding the barrel-like drums in their bare hands. There are some changes, but it is clear that these are the same people. On the other side is a flutist. What is strange is that again that flutist is also carved full figure. Now this is a very strange butterfly effect kind of a thing we have totally missed. All these Madnikas are intertwined into one story. The woman with the third nipple, who was highlighted just before her surgical procedure, is shown as a mere subordinate in another carving. She is just a tiny piece of the design, working under a woman who is admiring her beauty. Look carefully, she has a third nipple under her right breast, and she has a nice circular hairdo at the back. This is the exact same feature carved in the big Madnika, the third nipple under her right breast and circular hairdo. Here you can see how every Madhanika is connected to another Madhanika, which is in turn connected to another one, forming an insane network. That's why these statues are combined and named as poetry in stones. Other than this, you will find some breathtaking details in these carvings. Look at the nails of this Madnika. There's something strange about them. They are too long, and this weird mark on her fingers. We don't normally have it, but the woman who uses nail extensions sometimes gets this kind of mark, because the artificial nails are placed so high that the skin is stressed because of it. If you are a sculptor, you will realize how perfect and observant the ancient sculptors were. Here is a shawl, a part of her clothing, but look at the details. It is designed like a shell. It is carved inside, hollow, like a giant seashell. This is extraordinary sculpting work. Here the sculptor is basically just showing off that he is perfect in his work. He is able to carve stone into a hollow seashell with inches of hollow space inside for that magical effect of a flying piece of cloth. If you look carefully at their clothes and ornaments, you will notice various details that how carefully the sculptor tried to capture each and every detail. If you are a physicist, you will notice gravity, how all the ornaments are sliding down because of the gravitational pull. This temple is known for its connection to gravity, and you can see it everywhere. Even archaeologists confirm that bangles in the hands can move to and fro. This temple also debunks the theory spread by West, the alien theory that these temples may have been built by aliens, because in their perspective Indians were not intelligent enough to build these marvels. Because there are more than 98 temples like this built during the same period only in the Deccan region. If it is true that these were built by aliens, then it is only possible when the entire planet of aliens came to India, worked here as laborers, and returned to their planet in exchange of good remuneration. Is it really possible? Out of 42 Madnikas, only 38 of them are placed outside. 4 of them are placed inside the temple. Let's go take a look at what we can find. These 4 Madnikas are placed in the Sanctum Sanctorum of the main temple, and they look much more polished and ornate than the ones outside. However, the archaeology department has revealed that everything is made of one single stone. Look at this Madnika. It looks like metal, but it is made of soapstone. But the color of this particular bangle is totally different. Archaeologists confirm that this bangle is rotatable, and it is clear that this is made of a separate stone. That is why it is rotating freely. But how did they put it through the hand and wrist of the statue? Today we see women put on bangles by squeezing their fingers and pushing the bangle through. But how can you squeeze the fingers made of stone? Look at the size of the bangle and her palm. The bangle has a smaller circumference than her hand. Here is another dancer. She wears on her forearm a good number of bangles, which give an impression of moving to and fro. So, how are these two different stones joined? On the other side is a spectacular dancer. She is performing a classical Indian dance called Bharatanatyam. Her name is Shantala Devi. These dancers are known for their extraordinary moves and their brilliant facial expressions. On their forehead, they wear a pendant that jiggles ever so slightly with their dance moves. And if you touch it, it will move. Experts confirm that the pendant is not an attachment. This entire statue is made of one stone. So how did ancient builders create a movable stone pendant? But apart from this, something interesting is hiding in this carving, which is very rare to be noticed. If we zoom in to the bottom, here we can see three figures. One is playing the instrument and another one is standing. But just look at the third one. There's something unusual with this statue. His headgear is different from others. Is he wearing a helmet? What do you think about it? Who is he? Here is the fourth Madnika, whose name is Kesha Sundari. She has long hair. She is wringing her hair to squeeze the water after her bath. You can see the drops of water collected at the tip of her hair. It shows the level of perfection towards their work. These four Madnikas show the level of perfection, but here in this chamber, one more sculpture is present, which is the zenith of perfection, dedication and observant towards their work by the sculpture, which is called Mohini. This single statue can blow your mind because it follows the modern beauty standard. If you want to know how, then you can watch this video. We will meet you soon with another breathtaking video. Till then, you enjoy this video. Take care and bye-bye.